Welcome back to Guess
That Movie!
Oh, awesome. We love that.
How are you supposed to slow it down? Pick more obscure movies next time.
Let's get this stuff on the road.
Okay.
How's it going, y'all?
Yeah, we're back. Another week, another filming.
Another one of these? How many more we got?
I don't know. I don't do math. I'm a comm major. It's got to be at least 2, I think. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, how many do we usually get out?
8.
8?
8. So we're on. This would be episode 7. So.
Oh, shoot, we're getting there.
We might get 9. Yeah, look at that.
If you, yeah.
And then you know what? That's news to me that we might have a 9th episode.
It is news
and
to
speaking of news, this great segue, we got more breaking news. You can see on the text box and the thing. So we should get right into the more breaking news. Yeah, there it is.
Hello and welcome once again to Press Play News, your one-stop shop for all your entertainment information. I'm Gage.
And I'm Justin. We've got a lot of great things to talk about, so let's get started.
2 episodes ago was our Oscars episode, which means the Oscars were over a month ago when you're watching this. But that doesn't mean we can't still talk about it. After all, if there's one thing about news, it's that things are still talked about weeks after they already happened.
And we all know one thing that's still being talked about, but let's get into some of the winners of the night. With a surprising but welcome turn of events, Coda, the movie about a girl living with a deaf family, won the Oscar for Best Picture. Alongside that was Encanto for Best Animated Film, Drive My Car with Best International Film, and No Time to Die winning Best Original Song. But the biggest star to come out of the night was Dune, which gathered 6 individual awards.
But now that we've covered that, we can still talk about some relevant news. And there's nothing more relevant than the new LEGO Star Wars game, the Skywalker Saga. This game covers the 9 movies in the film series and combines them into one enormous game.
You know, that was actually one of the first video games I ever played, was the
LEGO Star Wars?
The complete saga, yeah.
On GameCube?
That's
the one I had it. Okay.
I played it on the Wii. It was very fun. I have most of the LEGO games up until a certain point. Not only can you play through your favorite movie moments, but you'll be able to put Yoda in The Last Jedi or Poe Dameron in Revenge of the Sith. This LEGO game is truly a masterpiece with stunning visuals and excellent combat. It perfectly captures the charm of the original games while integrating new mechanics for an overall amazing experience.
As we continue into our next segment, we've got to go fast because we're talking about Sonic the Hedgehog 2. No, you aren't dreaming. It's happening, people. In fact, as of this recording, it's coming out today, and a bunch of Press Play crew are going to see the movie this weekend. So, perhaps we'll be able to get a review from them after they watch it.
I'm really looking forward to that. But while we wait for that, we can look at the critic reviews and see how great this film will be. Looking at the reviews of the first movie, it gathered a 6.5 out of 10 on IMDb and a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, looking at the reviews for the second installment, we can see a 7 out of 10 and a 67%, so definitely an improvement.
But what do critics know? They always hate video game movies. And in other sequel news, The Legend of Zelda sequel was supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, is now slated for the beginning of 2023. Not a big surprise, as game delays are frequent occurrences these days.
Yep, but at least we know the developers aren't rushing it. The last thing we want is a sloppy, glitchy game like Cyberpunk. So if they need to take some time to polish up the game, it's fine by me. Breath of the Wild was a revolutionary game, so the sequel has some big shoes to fill. Now we just have to play the waiting game.
A rushed game is bad forever, but a delayed game is good forever. And as if that news wasn't devastating enough, Fortnite has gotten rid of its building mechanic. How am I going to do trick shots now?
I'm actually very excited about that. I stopped playing when building became too powerful, and I was like, I can't build a mansion, I'm done. That's unfortunately going to stay, as Fortnite has permanently removed building from the game. Because of some in-universe reasoning, probably from an asteroid or something, players can no longer create walls out of thin air.
Yeah, but to counteract this horrible development, the creators have made it possible to climb walls and walk on the roofs of buildings, which is still pretty cool, I guess. But not as cool as building walls.
Ah, cheer up, because we've got a new Marvel show to talk about.
You mean Moon Knight?
I absolutely mean Moon Knight. The masked Egyptian crusader has now hit our television screens and will continue to do so for the next few weeks until the final episode airs on May the 4th.
Hey, that's interesting because Moon Knight is being played by Star Wars actor Oscar Isaac. From Poe Dameron to now Mark Spector, Disney sure is loving this guy. I only hope he'll do the meme.
The meme?
Yeah, you know, the random go.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
We'll put it right up on the screen. And that's because you aren't on Reddit, you wouldn't understand.
Anyway, that concludes our show. I'm Justin.
And I'm Gage. This has been Press Play News. You stay cool, Indiana. Yeah. That was all news to me because it was new.
That was a bad pun. It sounds like you stole that joke from someone who can't make a puns. Wow.
Sounds like you're insulting yourself.
I am.
You're giving yourself a backhanded insult, if that's possible. I think it is possible, and we just witnessed it. That's news.
That's
First backhanded insult we've ever seen. But one thing that we talked about in there was Moon Knight, and we can like use that to segue into the comics talk because it's like Moon Knight is like a character from like comic books.
Yeah, so we should just do that. There, boom, like that. Just like that, boss. Did I do a good job? Yeah, baby. Let's go into the Noah's Comic Talk.
Yo, it's me, Noah, your host of Comic Talk, that's right. I can't believe they let me do another one either. This is the part of the show where I get to run down all of the comic news in my own very quiet and monotone inflection. But this week's gonna be a little bit different. Sure, we could talk about news like Disney Plus' newest show, Ms. Marvel, starring Kamala Khan, a teenage Muslim American superhero gaining its first trailer, or Spider-Man No Way Home getting a home release so we could all scream at Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire from the comfort of our own homes. Or DC not wanting to release movies anytime soon because they've all been delayed for no good reason, and also because Ezra Miller is basically a criminal at this point. Whoops, what the f***? So today, I'm gonna talk about Batman. The new movie was pretty awesome, and gave us everything we wanted in a Batman movie. I could do a review, but who cares about that? We gotta talk about the next movie already, damn it, because Hollywood is a corporate machine that needs more money, right? And since the Riddler was such a good villain in this movie, I thought, who else could show up to take on Robert Pattinson in the next movie? So that's what I'm gonna do, give you my list on some potential villains for a Batman sequel. First, let's talk about the villain I think has the best chance, my man Mr. Freeze. Now, he has been done so dirty in movies with his first and only live-action appearance being played by the Terminator while spouting ice puns.
What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
This is not Mr. Freeze. He is a cool villain with a tragic backstory, trying to save his dying wife and being frozen for it, with some cool powers to boot. He deserves a darker, more realistic take in the next Batman movie, treated with the love he deserves. Speaking of villains ruined by George Clooney, which is a very weird and niche list, I must say, Poison Ivy would be awesome in this new grittier version of Gotham. Sure, her power to control plants a little far-fetched, but she is one of Batman's most beloved villains, and like my boy Freeze, needs to be done justice. And aside from the Joker, who does exist in this universe that the lead scene was revealed not too long ago, Scarecrow is my favorite Batman villain. With his fear gas, he uses fear against Batman, a perfect counter to Pattinson's Tank, who uses fear to bring vengeance to Gotham. Batman Arkham Knight and the Christian Bale movies proved he can be a good main villain, and I would love to see him return in the next movie. Speaking of creepy villains, the Mad Hatter is another that not many people seem to know about. He is obsessed with Alice in Wonderland, and he uses mind control against his victims. The Arkham games are again the perfect template for what I want in a live-action take. Creepy little bat that warps Batman's reality and tries to drive him insane. It would definitely fit this new grittier Gotham. In this movie, the Riddler was trying to stop corruption in Gotham, and why not show the source of this corruption in the next movie? The Court of Owls are a newer group of villains from the comics, a secret society controlling Gotham's crime from behind the scenes. they would absolutely make sense to show up in the next franchise as the villains behind it all. And Thomas Elliot, or the villain Hush, is the last villain on this list. A billionaire who was childhood friends with Bruce Wayne. Instead of being good, he became, well, a villain, obviously. Not only was a certain person that was not alive because of the Waynes in the first movie with the last name Elliot, but the word Hush was written on his picture. Sounds pretty obvious what that was trying to set up. Don't think I need to explain any more than that. And that's it. Those are the villains I predict could be in the next Batman movie. So if I bored you to sleep, then hey, wake up, there's more show after this. Watch it. And if not, I hope you enjoyed. This is Noah, your host of Comic Talk, and I am Vengeance.
You know, those were some really interesting points that Noah brought up. I would argue that like comics as a visual media have a lot in common with like the graphic design that's involved with movie posters, because they're both used to attract an audience with a very visual media, and both use composition that's pretty similar to photography. They both kind of have the same roots. So you know, I think that's pretty interesting, the through line you can see through comic books and movies, and especially like superhero movies, for example, because both of them have origins in the same medium. Speaking of which, we have our next segment coming up, which is about movie posters. So we're going to take a look at it. What's up, Ben?
I agree sufficiently. We should look into it, and I like your opinions about the Batman.
Movie posters.
Movie Batman.
Welcome back to Press Play. It's me, JJ, and we're playing Guess That Movie. Pan over to them. And these are our contestants. Tell us your name.
I'm Gage.
I'm Benson.
I'm Carson.
I'm Justin.
Do you guys think you know movies?
No.
Alien.
That is Alien. That's a point for Gage.
Which one?
Viewers at home,
Which
keep
one?
keep track.
Which one?
Yeah.
It's only Alien 1.
Yeah. Singular.
It says it right there. Look at that.
Alien.
I think that was you, yeah.
Yeah, it's Alien.
Okay, it was Alien.
But do you
Good
know the
job.
tagline?
We're not
Yeah.
we're not in space
Come on,
anymore.
man.
In space, nobody can hear you scream.
Okay, so that's one for Carson. What is it?
The never-ending story.
Never-ending story.
Good movie.
Yo, can y'all slow down? It's not a speed run. Y'all just went through like 4 or 5 in a minute.
Which one is
Yeah, I
this?
knew
I
this was
don't
a trick
know.
you
Which
guys.
one is
hard.
this?
No.
Because it's one of the three.
It's easy. It's easy. It's Batman Begins.
It is Batman Begins.
Batman
I wasn't
Begins.
gonna. I was debating if I wanted to actually answer correct or just completely just do a bit.
Yeah,
Edward Scissorhands.
absolutely.
Oh, I
It's
didn't know. I
3
was,
for
I was
Ben,
thinking
1
the
for
Minions
Gage.
movie.
Yeah.
Is that the Minions movie?
This next movie, it won an award. It won an Oscar. In like probably the 90s or something. It takes place like in a war, and there's like some running.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah, it's Forrest Gump.
Yeah, that's Forrest.
This next one, what is this one?
Oh, that was Gage.
It
I'm Ben.
was Gage.
No, I'm not Ben. You're Gage. I'm Ben.
Come on.
It's the Goonies.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
One of my favorite movies. Some people, when I was a kid, they said that I looked like one of the kids from this movie, and I took it very, yeah.
I already know, isn't the Goonies?
How did he
It's the
know? It was
Goonies.
the Goonies.
Lower.
Okay.
I can't! I'm
So-
too good!
So when I was 12 years old, I went to summer camp, and people said that I looked like Chunk, and they told me to do the Truffle Shuffle. But I have never watched the movie before, so I didn't know what the Truffle Shuffle was. So I lifted up my shirt and I did the Gibby thing, and yeah, I had no self-esteem. Next. Yeah.
I actually know this, but it's because you were talking about it earlier. So I'm just gonna say that this is obviously Ocean's 85.
Ocean singular.
I don't know. The Departed?
No, but you're close.
Can
'cause
I-
the
can I
actor
actually
in The
say
Departed
it?
is in the movie, and these buildings might give you a clue.
Ben, I'll give you one more guess before I just steal this point because of unfair gameplay from earlier.
This movie made the top of the charts.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Is it The Matrix?
It is not The Matrix, but you're close.
Ooh.
Yeah?
Is this that movie In Time?
No, for a second I
No.
thought you were gonna get it, but you didn't.
What is this
Can
movie?
I go again?
Yeah.
Is it Taken?
No.
Wait. Okay, so there's water there, which makes me think maybe almost disaster movie, but he's got a gun?
Okay, so look at the buildings. What do those buildings tell you?
It's in a city?
Yeah, okay, now why would there be water in the city? That's not something you see every day.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I was thinking maybe disaster movie, but like...
Alright, I'll give you a hint. Alright, so like, there's this, this movie is at the top of my list of movies.
Like Billboard Top 100?
Or top.
Or is that an IRB thing?
It doesn't.
Oh, no,
This
that's
movie is always spinning around in my head like a top. Yeah?
Wait, I don't... Oh, no. I hit the button, but I don't... Uh-oh. Spinning at the top. It's...
Okay, so the main actor, he was in Wolf of Wall Street. He was in Titanic. He was
Okay.
in a lot of stuff.
It's a Leonardo DiCaprio
Yeah, it's
type
Leonardo
joint.
DiCaprio. So just go through the Leo DiCaprio movies in your head.
Is this
I
Don't
know
Look
any
Up?
Sci-fi movies.
Yeah, it is a sci-fi movie. Yeah.
Sci-fi
Starring
movie.
Leo DiCaprio.
Sci-fi movie starring Leonardo DiCaprio.
On top. Okay, what is it? What is it?
You don't? Do you got any? You got
No.
any?
I knew this would be very
Well,
difficult.
JJ was telling me that he put Inception in this, and I think it's Inception.
It's Inception.
That's Inception, but the
yeah.
No,
it's so
it's-
difficult.
it's-
You can't even tell that's Leo.
because I
I
remember
cheated.
the
I
posters
cheated.
always being
Look
like
at
the
me, I'm a
city,
cheater.
like
Yeah.
What could this be? What?
Can't be that.
We'll just skip ahead. It's Inception.
Oh, yeah, this is the top.
Yeah.
I have never seen Inception.
Neither have I.
I've seen the first 40 minutes.
Independence Day.
It's Independence
Yeah,
Day.
it's Independence
4 to
Day.
3. Speaking of Independence Day, 4th of July, I can't tell if it's overrated or underrated. Like, fireworks are cool and hot dogs are cool, but is the 4th of July cool? Answer in the comments.
Okay.
Nerds, you gotta get it.
Nerds. What did you call me?
oh,
Oh, that is the one.
Independence
Yeah.
It is
Oh, that's very
Independence Day.
topical right
Yeah.
about now.
Will Smith Will.
Will's
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
banned from
I
the
was
Oscars
thinking,
for
like,
10
Alien.
years.
That's Jaws.
Jaws.
Yeah.
I hit it first.
I definitely hit it first.
I wasn't paying attention, so I'll give you both the point.
Okay.
So it's like 5-4.
I guess.
Come on, you can get it.
I can get it. I can. Oh, I didn't mean to press it.
You know what it is.
Yeah. The black and yellow, like the Wiz Khalifa song or whatever the name is. Yeah, it's
That movie, Boss.
No, I'm thinking of some.
The Boss Baby?
I'll answer it right. I'll answer it right.
Yeah, what is it?
It's Jaws, but I
It
was
is
gonna say Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Shark Boy and then the lava girls on the top. I
Yeah,
like
the
that,
lava
yeah.
girl.
this next one. Come on.
The Martian. That's the Martian.
Martian.
Okay.
6
I'll
to
just say
4.
them faster then.
This one. Yeah.
Oh, that's The Martian.
It is, Gage. Good job.
Thank you.
And that's the end.
That's the end?
Yeah. Let's name some of our favorite movies.
The Minions movie.
Yeah.
Followed by
Boss Baby.
Boss Baby, the second one over the first one.
Okay, yeah.
Followed
Boss Baby,
by
like the boss is home or something. Yeah.
It's Family Business.
Oh.
Jeopardy season 32, episode 19. That really got you, huh? Thrones, yeah, Game of Thrones, yeah, Game of Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, yeah. The Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones, Game of frickin' Thrones.
The game, JJ's doing Game of Thrones, and we should look at that because we love JJ and he loves Game of Thrones, and yeah, that's it.
I'm pretty sure his thesis is that the ending ruined it all and you shouldn't watch it at all.
Oh.
So you should see the next segment and see what he has to say about it.
Yeah. Bum, bum, ba-na-na, dun, 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 dun.
Hello, Press Play, it's me, Movie Boy JJ. Actually, today I am TV Boy JJ because I am going to be talking about my favorite TV show of all time, Game of Thrones. I know, big surprise. One of the biggest and nerdiest shows out there just happens to be my favorite, but nevertheless, Game of Thrones holds a special place in my heart. Game of Thrones is based off of the critically acclaimed book series A Song of Ice and Fire, written by George R.R. Martin. The show is named after the first book in the series, which came out in 1996. The first season of Game of Thrones aired on HBO in 2011 and ran for 8 seasons until it ended in 2019. I got into the series in 2016, 2 months before my 15th birthday. I had heard about Game of Thrones through various advertisements, but I didn't have HBO, so I wasn't interested. That was until I saw a book in a library bearing the same name as the show I had heard so much about. I immediately checked it out and started reading it. I was a massive reader at the time, but I was still daunted by the 800-page paperback, and the writing was much more difficult to read than the Harry Potter and Percy Jackson books I was used to. Even so, I pushed on and finished 3/4 of the book before I decided to watch the show. I downloaded the HBO app onto my iPad and used the free trial exclusively to watch Game of Thrones. The free trial ran out before I got to finish the first season, so I used a gift card I had gotten for Christmas to get a box set of the first 4 seasons off of eBay. Obviously, at 14 years old, I should not have been watching or reading Game of Thrones, but I was almost in high school, so I thought I could handle it. And to my surprise, it was a very good show. I grew up watching Lord of the Rings, so I was no stranger to the genre. The extreme violence and graphic scenes were definitely not made for a kid my age. And yet, I continued to watch the show, beginning my first ever binge watch. Throughout the summer before my freshman year of high school, I stayed glued to my television, watching over 40 hours of the show. I fell in love with the characters and the world they lived in, and by the time I was done watching those episodes, the 5th season came out on DVD, so I begged my dad to drive me to the store and get it. But after I finished the 5th season, I kind of fell off the wagon. I had gotten every book in the series, but I still hadn't even finished the first one. And the 6th season wasn't going to be coming out until the next year, so I was fresh out of content. I continued to adore the show, but I also started to get into other shows like Stranger Things. So I didn't stay obsessed with the show like I had been over the summer. At the end of my freshman year, the 6th season had started, but I didn't have HBO, so I wasn't able to keep up. I was devastated at what I was missing, so I subscribed to the HBO app once again with some money I'd gathered from the holidays. I caught up 3 weeks in, so I was able to watch the next 7 episodes the day after they came out. And so my enjoyment came back, but only until the season was over. I came back the next year to watch the 7th season, but was confused when it ended after 7 episodes. Every season before that had been 10 episodes long, so it was a surprise for me and a lot of other fans of the show to see the shortening in length. Then, to make matters worse, an announcement came that the 8th season was going to be the last, and to add insult to injury, we weren't going to be seeing that season until 2019. So no Game of Thrones for 2 years. I was devastated. During my junior year of high school, I decided to pick up the book series again in an attempt to catch up before the show ended. Oh, how foolish I was. I managed to get halfway into the third book by the time the final season started airing. My parents had HBO at the time, so I was able to catch every episode when it aired. To this day, I still remember the feeling I got when I had to say goodbye to my favorite characters. The ending was bittersweet, but I was okay with the outcome. And in May of 2019, the greatest show of all time concluded, leaving 18-year-old me not knowing where to go from there. My favorite show, my favorite characters were gone. And to this day, no show has come close to the way Game of Thrones made me feel. It wasn't just a show with great acting and fight choreography. It wasn't even just a show. It was a cinematic masterpiece. It still is a cinematic masterpiece. But what breaks my heart is how it gets treated now, especially after the final season. Never mind how groundbreaking the series had become or how it turned the fantasy genre on its head. Because of how it ended, it is forever tainted in the eyes of millions. From the Starbucks cup in one scene to the treatment of a beloved character in another, people now know Game of Thrones as the show with the worst ending to a show in history. Who cares if it had the largest fan base ever? Who cares if it was the most pirated series in the world because so many people wanted to watch it? That doesn't matter because the creators didn't give you the ending that you wanted. From the Red Wedding, to the Battle of the Bastards, to Hardhome, to the Long Night, Game of Thrones is unlike any show and will continue to be unlike any show that may come out. I grew up watching this show. I am who I am because of this show. And I'm afraid to admit I like it because of the reputation that it has garnered. I would love nothing more than to have each and every person on the planet watch Game of Thrones. But now, because of the last season, people won't even give it a chance. And it isn't even the entirety of the last season either. There are 6 episodes in the last season, and it's the 5th that makes people upset. So there are still 5 great episodes to come out of that season, as well as 66 more throughout the show. So please, I implore you to just give Game of Thrones a chance. If you like Lord of the Rings or that new Witcher series, you'll love Game of Thrones. If the idea of dragons and ice zombies and sword fights and magic sounds cool to you, then you'll love Game of Thrones. But if that doesn't sound like something you watch, then I'll stop talking. I've said my piece, and now it is your choice whether or not you're going to watch it. But if you do decide to start watching, then I am happy to have introduced you to your newest obsession. I'm TV Boy JJ, signing off.
All right.
All right.
I gotta head out. I have to go meet somebody for dinner. We're going up to the new place up on the Strip, Poopies.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to head out.
It's okay. I also have to go. I have to go.
Oh, you got your hockey game.
Foosball.
Foosball.
Professional foosball. I gotta.
Yeah, I forget about that.
Take this.
Oh, are they requiring you to?
This.
Yeah, they got to bring the rule book and everything.
Yeah, I gotta. It's a whole thing.
Yeah, wasn't there like a whole bunch of like unsportsmanlike conduct and holding charges during the last game? Yeah, anyway, he's got to read up on the rules, but we'll see you around. It's been a pleasure, so auf Wiedersehen.
Adios. McDonald's makes us happy. What a lie.
We need help, we need people, we need Kristen.
Chloe!
Whatever!
Hey Chloe, it's Haley.
And Nolan.
From Witticism at IUPTV. We were just wondering, would you want to be a producer this year?
We just thought, you'd like the opportunity. It's a really cool, resume build.
Hey guys, what's up?
How does this computer not have Premiere?
So we have no ideas. We don't know what we're doing for a clip show. We need to do
I don't have clips.
Why?
I didn't save any of it.
No.
Last year doesn't count.
Why don't we just call Gage?
Yeah, this is why you're a producer. Yeah.
Hey Gage, so we were just drawing up ideas for the promo, and I was thinking, which is like when you say drastic changes. Oh, we're just starting over. Brand new year, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that'll work.